Hello, welcome to this little show that I call Spill It. My name is Marcus. It is such a pleasure to be back. Let's be honest, I'm back. Last week saw the start of the takeover, which is why I'm so excited to be back. I get to speak with you, lovely, lovely peoples. Yes, I am back. And yes, this is Spill It. This is a show where I get to speak to inspirational people and share some inspirational stories. Remember that every episode should follow these three simple pillars of success that I like to call them. We want to connect people together, we want to inspire people, and we want to learn. This is episode 40, Sláinte, because this is our St Patrick's Day special. Michael Whiteford will be joining us at 7:15 p.m. So make sure that you have liked, you've shared, and you have commented. 3 different things. That's all I ask for. 3 things. Like this, give it a bit of a share, and don't forget to drop me a comment just saying hi or dropping a comment all the way through, because when you get a comment, I get to discuss it. We get to discuss it on the show, and it's really, really cool. So make sure that you have dropped a comment just to let us know where you're watching from, who you are, saying hello, saying how fabulous I am, whatever it is. Just drop a comment and let me know, because that means I get to do things like this. Whose mic is watching from Twitch? Hello, Marcus. Hi, Mike. Thank you so much for joining in. Lynn Room has commented saying hi, Lynn. Thank you so much for joining. Leila has commented saying happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you too, Leila. Thank you so much for joining. Guys, keep those comments rolling in. It is so important that you do it. It means that I get to have fun with you guys. It means that we're all together in the same room, even though we're different and we're not in the same room and all of that, blah. So keep doing it. Keep bringing in those comments. I absolutely love every single one of them. If you haven't checked out our other episodes yet, make sure you do. Head over to the Facebook page, the YouTube channel, or the Twitch channel, and you can see all of the episodes, and make sure that you've liked the Facebook page, because that's where all of the information gets put onto. It's the Facebook hub for Spill It. If you'd like to come on the show, you can do. All you have to do is get in touch. You can drop me an email. All of my social medias are scrolling across the bottom. In fact, there is also now the brand new Spill It website. All you have to do is head over to www.spillit.uk. It is there at the bottom, and you will be able to get in touch with me, be able to see future shows, you'll be able to connect to all of our guests. Everything is on that website. Head over there, and just tell me what you think of it. You know, there's a bit at the bottom where you can go, get in touch. Just let me know what you think of the website. That will do. I'd absolutely love that. You know, all of your feedback is brilliant. Matt King's joined. Happy Paddy's Day to you, Matt. Thank you so much for joining. You did an amazing job on last week's episode. I just want to commend you once again for such a great episode. It was a really good episode, very insightful, and one that I'm hoping will open up many doors in the future as well. Stephen Wilson's joined in as well. Thank you for joining, Stephen. Hi. Who's Mike? Yeah, well done last week. Yeah, exactly. Well done, Matt King. You earned yourself a medal. You can have an imaginary medal. Those are saved for the competition, which we'll get into very, very shortly. Katie Louise is enjoying my self-care this evening, face mask and foot spa. You treat yourself, because we all need to treat ourselves, don't we? Every now and again. I mean, I'm treating myself. I'll show you what I'm treating myself to very, very shortly. Keep those comments and questions rolling in, and don't forget to hit that share button. It is important. The reason I asked for the shares is because we want it to go everywhere. We don't want people who may not necessarily know what we are or what I do here. We want them to come into the Spill It community. Simple. I'm always honest with you. I'd rather be honest with you. Okay, let's talk announcements. Announcements. It's announcements time. It's my favorite part of the show. That's going to be my new jingle, by the way. It's announcements. It's my part of the show. Right. Moving on. I'm going to make that into a jingle. I think, in fact, if anybody is like technically minded out there and can use that sound bite and just convert it into a jingle, I'll play it every day. Well, not every day. I'll have it as my ringtone, actually. That'll be absolutely amazing. Every time that I get a text message, it'll come through. This is the best part of the show. Like that. That'd be awesome. Anyway, announcements. Hats, glorious hats, love it. I have got merchandise readily available to purchase so you can show off how much you love this show and everything that I do. Look at this one, for example. It's green for St. Patrick's Day. It's a Spill It woolly hat. It's amazing. I'm going to wear it if it'll fit over my headphones. I think look at that. There we go. I think this is very fashionable. I mean, you're not supposed to wear it over headphones, but you know what? We're creating new fashion, guys. You know me. I like to do things a little bit different. But there we go. We've got green. I've got purples. I've got pinks. I've got blues. I've got sand. I've got caramel coloured. I've got reds. I've got oranges. I had to quickly check. But there's loads of different hats available, and you can get them all. It's a genuine leather little patch here that says Spill It. Let me get closer to the camera so you can see. There you go. It says Spill It with your little teacup on the end. And if you're wanting any of these hats, all you have to do is get in touch and I will sort one out for you. I've already sold like 5, which is epic. I've sold 5 already. But if you're wanting one of the hats, then please let me know. They are really, really cool. I absolutely love them. Yeah. I'm keeping this green one for me. Okay, and as I said before, I'm going to talk about it in the announcements every single week, but the website, guys, the website is www.spillit.uk. I've worked so hard on this website. It's really, really cool as well. Head over there and let me know what you think. But then soon you'll be able to buy these lovely hats over on the website as well as t-shirts and hoodies and pin badges and everything else that I'm going to be offering for you guys to show your support. Well, it is that time. Let's talk about this month's competition. That's right, it's competition time. This month's competition is going off quite well, actually. To be fair, there's a lot of people that have jumped on with it, and I'm very, very impressed with it. Basically, all you had to do was walk 300,000 steps in total to win yourself a Spill It medal and a chance to win some Spill It merchandise. Easy, right? You don't even have to leave the house. You can walk up and down your stairs. You can walk around your house, and every single step counts towards your 300 steps in total for March. You get those steps rolled in. All you have to do then is email me, marcus@spillit.uk, with your completed screenshot to show that you've done 300,000 steps, and every single person who does that will get a medal from me, engraved, saying congratulations, you've completed the Spill It challenge in March. And you'll also be put in a draw to win some Spill It merchandise. You may win yourself a hat. You may win yourself a hoodie, a t-shirt, whatever it is. You could win yourself some Spill It merchandise. So make sure that you are participating with that and drop me an email as soon as you've completed it. I think I'm done. I think I've done that bit now. Well, my friends, my little teacups out there, I have poured myself a Guinness. It says beer on the glass. It's because I didn't have a Guinness glass, but there we go. This will do. I poured myself a Guinness. I've got plenty more. I've also got myself some. I've got myself some whiskey. I've also got myself some rum. It's gonna get a little bit crazy in here. I'm sure it will do anyway. I also bought some because I had to, because it's coronavirus, isn't it? But I bought myself some Corona. So I've got myself some Corona. I've got myself some Guinness. I've got myself some whiskey as well, some Jameson's whiskey. We're going all out because obviously it's St. Patrick's Day, and we're going to learn about everything to do with St. Patrick's Day. A history on it. We're going to talk about cultural appropriation. Here's me wearing green, talking about cultural appropriation. We're going to find out the do's, the don'ts, and everything else, because I'm going to bring on a very, very, very good friend of mine right now. He's waiting in the wings, and I can't wait for it. Katie's there saying, might have to get the gin out. Do it. Do it now. Be naughty. Be naughty with us. It's a school night. Here we go. Anyway, so please can we get a lot of round of applause, loads of emojis, loads of comments. Oh, in fact, I want you to comment with your favorite emoji, and plenty of them. So say, for example, your favorite emoji is a unicorn. I want to see loads of unicorns in the comments. put loads of comments, loads of emojis, because here he is one of my closest friends. Here he is. He'll probably make me cry tonight because I love him so much. But here he is. It's Mr. Michael Whiteford.
Hi, Marcus. How's you?
I'm all right, man. How are you?
Hi, doing grand. Sorry I picked me up in the intro there a wee bit. Try and fucking see how that one goes, but right.
How are you doing? Are you okay?
Oh, I'm doing very, very well. It's Paddy's Day. The sun's shining. The sun always shines on Paddy's Day. It's God's favourite holiday. The sun always shines on Paddy's Day. You always have a nice time. I've just been quarantined, so sat in the house making friends.
You've been quarantined?
No. Just fucking stay at home.
All right. Well, I'm going to join you. I'm joining you with a drink tonight. It is St Patrick's Day. Well, at the start of every show, when I bring on my guests, I always have a little game to play. Are you ready to play a game with us today?
Yeah, let's go. Let's play a game.
Cool. Well, it is then. Our game time is the 5-second rule. That's right, it's the 5-second rule time, which means, for those who don't know, this is a game that I play with all of my guests where they have to name 3 things in 5 seconds. That's all they get. And I'll say, name 3 somethings. And they have to name those 3 things in 5 seconds. It's a game of just thinking on top of the head and getting it out there as quick as you can do. This isn't a family-friendly show, so don't feel like you have to be PC.
Right.
But here we go. Are you ready to play?
Yes, I'm ready to play.
Nice. Here we go. Question number 1. Name 3 things you do when no one is watching.
Oh, fuck. Shower, shit. Wank. Well, most of the time, anyway.
Love it. Name 3 famous ginger people.
Oh, Prince Harry's very famous at the minute. Ed Sheeran and Prince William, but too late.
Just too late. Is Prince William ginger? Is he?
He's bald now, but he definitely was ginger. Definitely.
I don't think he was ginger. I think he was blonde. I'm sure somebody in the comments will back me up here. I'm pretty sure that Prince William, when he had hair, was blonde. I don't think he was ginger. That's
strawberry blonde.
No. I just think he was. I think he was actually blonde. I don't think he was ginger. But I'm sure somebody in the comments will let me know very, very soon. Okay, and your third question. Name 3 pet peeves.
Oh, fuck. No biting, leaving the tea bag in the milk, or leaving the tea bag in the tea, putting the milk in for too long, not moving away at lights quick enough, moving away at lights too quick where they're still red. Oh, Jesus, the list goes on.
Absolutely love it. Congratulations, you completed the 5-second rule.
Hooray.
Did you have fun?
I did, yeah. Got that stressed.
Katie's in the comments saying, I thought he was blonde. Yes, Katie, that's a point for me. I think he was blonde too. Thank you for being on my side.
Katie, I thought we were going to be friends, but
Okay, let's get cracking. Because we are here, it's St. Patrick's Day, and we've got a lot to talk about. But first, the first question that I want to ask you is, who is Michael Whiteford?
Who is Michael Whiteford? A wee Irish boy that moved across to Scotland and fell in love is the short version. There's my wife. Just put me in it further. But, thank you,
Darcy. Thank you, Darcy, for being on my side. Thank you for saying that your husband is wrong. Carry on, as you were.
Hey, moved across to Scotland. Stayed here for a wee bit. Fell in love. Got a wife. I now work at a shop that I won't name. And I'm having fun where I am.
Nice.
I like going out to the gym, and I used to like doing stuff as well, but since we've been inside for a while, it's just kind of been sitting around.
I loved doing stuff as well. Like stuff was great, and stuff was like it's so underrated. Like doing stuff. Like I don't think people appreciate the fact that doing stuff was brilliant, and now we can't do stuff, and I just really miss doing stuff. Like yeah.
Let's go get ice cream.
Yeah, just me waking up and going downstairs and then playing on the PS4 or taking the dogs out for a walk or whatever. Like that's not the stuff that I want to do. I want to do other stuff. I miss stuff.
Me too.
Let's take a moment of silence for the stuff right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the video for the podcast, and I'm going to be playing some like solemn music right now. So we're going to take a moment for the stuff that we miss. Here's the jingle for some stuff. There we go. So there we go. That's our moment silence for doing stuff. Katie's in the comments. I want to do stuff. We miss doing stuff, guys. Let's band together so together we can do stuff again. Maybe not together. We're not going to do stuff together because we've turned all antisocial now. But let's just look forward to doing stuff. Right. Let's get cracking, Michael. I want to talk about the St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day to you.
Yeah, happy St. Paddy's Day.
Have you enjoyed yourself so far?
I have been, yes. So far to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, I have been drinking Guinness. I had a nutritious breakfast of Guinness. And then I had some potatoes for my dinner. And that was listening to Irish music all day. That's what I've been listening to, just jumping about the place, enjoying myself, having a wee jig, being glad that nobody can see me.
I love it. So proper like Irish stuff, like what we would class as Irish things. So drinking Guinness and having Guinness for your breakfast, having potatoes and doing Irish jigs all day. I mean, that's what we would say. Like we would say, like that's what all Irish people will be doing today.
Yeah, that's pretty much what everybody does. It's a good way to go about it. It's a day you're supposed to celebrate. You're supposed to be merry and enjoy yourself. So do the things that make you merry and enjoy yourself, like listening to fancy music and getting drunk.
Exactly. But I suppose it wasn't all to do with, I mean, St. Patrick's Day isn't all to do with getting drunk and being merry and all of that lot. And I'm wondering if you'd be able to give us a little bit of a history lesson on St. Patrick's Day. Yes,
little's going to be the key word in this, by the way. But yeah, so St. Patrick is the patron saint of Ireland. He has not been canonised. Something to do with his date of birth. He was too old or he was too young, but he's one of the few saints that hasn't been canonised, and he is credited for bringing Christianity. Where is it? We've been doing Irish jigs on TikTok. He was given credit for bringing Christianity to Ireland, which looking now maybe wasn't his best shout. But there's a few myths and legends and that about him as well. So he used the shamrock, the Irish shamrock, to explain about what the Trinity is within Christian Catholic beliefs, and he's also rumoured to have banished all the snakes from Ireland.
Okay.
So came across, shooed them all away. He did a really, really good job too, because he took all the bones of the dead ones and all fossils, everything gone.
So hang on. So how did he manage to get all the snakes out of Ireland?
So he used a stick, his staff, which was allegedly or rumouredly, but I kind of like the stories and mythology, was Moses' staff, who used it to part the Red Sea. It found its way to St. Patrick, and he used that staff to chase away the snakes. But yeah, that's how he did it.
I had no idea. But obviously, with myths and legends and things like that, there's always like not truth in them, but there's got to be like something that you think, oh yeah, that makes sense. There's snakes in Ireland, right?
Not wild ones.
Really? Really? Like there's not even like a little grass snake or anything?
I mean, you'll probably find a little grass snake away in the woods somewhere if you go searching for them, but nah, I have never seen a snake in Ireland. There's probably a few knocking about actually, just from people having them as pets and letting them go. But that would be the snake population.
That is mad. Like, and I'm just thinking, like, from a myth perspective. Like people must have thought, oh, there's actually no snakes here in Ireland, so maybe it was St. Patrick, and that's where the like it blows my mind how this
How did that
story.
even come about?
Yeah, like how did they know that there was no snakes in Ireland for them to then go, and this is the reason why? It just blows my mind. Really.
Anything else? They could have been like turtles. Fuck the turtles, man.
Yeah,
you got rid of the turtles. There's no turtles there. No,
although I think it's because snakes are like viewed as like not scary, but a lot of people like don't like snakes and things like that. Whereas like if it was like a turtle, then people would be like, "Oh, the turtles, we want a turtle." Like, damn you, St. Patrick. That's my interpretation, anyway.
More people friendly.
With regards to, so that's. Is there any more to the story of St. Patrick? Why is it that we celebrate it even today?
Even today, it's because of the work and that he did within Ireland. Now I don't know the ins and outs of specifics, but he spent an awful lot of time. Green was his colour. Is a big reason for why we actually wear green on St. Patrick's Day as well. There's another kind of, I don't know what the church's official name would be, but like a demi-saint of Ireland, which is Bridget of some or other. But St. Patrick's the one that takes the glory. That's the way it is.
I love it. Darcy's dropped a comment saying maybe he was referring to like snaky people and he just wanted better friends. I'm going to go with this. Like this is what I think's happened, right? I think St. Patrick was there like chilling with like some friends and was like, do you know what? I don't like these guys. These are snaky people, and I'm not having it. I'm not having it. So he did. He's like,
he took. I'm going to be weird. Just came into the scene.
Yeah. He got his stick and just kind of pushed them out like of the country with his stick. Like that's now the story of St. Patrick. Thank you so much, Darcy, for sharing this with the world. This is now the new story of St. Patrick. We're gonna. I want to talk about because obviously St. Patrick's Day. We have. I mean, in England, people celebrate St. Patrick's Day more than they do with with St. George's Day. Like the Welsh, for example, they celebrate St. Patrick's Day more than St. David's Day. Like, what's your take on this?
Irish people are everywhere. We all seem to get born in Ireland and then fuck off elsewhere. And I think that's got a massive reason behind it. Is there are so many people who are from there or descended from there that kind of spread all that out. Like America, for instance, just goes daft with it. Like New York and Boston dye the rivers green.
Oh, like, really?
Yeah, but that'll be because so many Irish people got the boats over and they landed in New York and Boston. So, there's people over there, there's New Yorkers, like 4th, 5th generation New Yorkers that have got like O'Malley as their second name. So that definitely has a massive impact of it in the States, and I would imagine it's much the same everywhere. As well as that, people like the excuse to have a drink. I think makes it more popular. It's in the middle of Lent, and you'll find that more people celebrate St. Paddy's Day than Lent, for instance. But that'll be why we're everywhere, and it's an enjoyable day to celebrate as well.
But with that in mind, there are people, for example, now one of the things that people talk about is at the moment as well with, being politically correct and things like that. Like they talk about culture appropriation. Now, I wanted to move the conversation onto culture appropriation because with regards to St. Patrick's Day, you'll find a lot of people will dress up and go out. So there'll be people dressing up as leprechauns, people, whatever, and they'll dress in a way that may be deemed inappropriate because they're not understanding the culture. Like for example, like me today, I'm wearing green because that's in my head. That's what you do. You on St. Patrick's Day we wear green, and you're wearing green. So obviously I'm correct with that. However, I don't know the history of that. I don't understand why we do that, and I think people are quick to just jump on to a trend, if you will, without knowing the backstory. And I'm just wondering if you have any views on cultural appropriation as a whole when it comes to St. Patrick's Day, but then also give us a bit of a lesson on why things are done in a certain way.
Yep. So first of all, I don't speak for the entire of Ireland. I'm sure there are people there that will get annoyed at things that I won't, and things that I'll maybe get annoyed at that other people won't. My kind of view on it is enjoy yourself. It is a celebration. The wearing of the green is actually quite an interesting one as well. The Irish rebels used to all wear green. It was the colour of St Patrick, it's the colour of their land. And this is whenever England was trying to take the country years and years ago. So they all started wearing green as a bit of a fuck you, which is kind of why we wear it now. But England actually banned wearing green. And they said,
what?
No, no wearing of the green. The wearing of the green, you were seen then as hostile, you were seen as nearly like a terrorist. If you
wait. So, right.
Yeah.
Let me get this right. So, England banned people from wearing green. Is this like just on St Patrick's Day, or you couldn't wear green in general?
No. This was no green.
Like at all? Like as in zero?
No green. It gets worse.
So I don't understand. No, I don't understand how a country can ban people from wearing green. Like, okay, continue your story, because I'm sure that there's going to be some massive reason, and it's all going to come clear.
Yeah, so the rebels did wear green on purpose. So they did wear green. That was their colours to let them know that they were rebels. So the England and the Church of England then went, no more green. You aren't allowed it anymore, basically. You can't be trusted, so you can't have it. And everybody went, right, well, fuck, well, what am I going to do? So the rebels then started putting shamrocks, right here, actually, started putting shamrocks there. And then there was the idea that shamrocks were to be banned from Ireland. And the thing about shamrocks in Ireland is you could pick every single one of them and you could chuck them all away and they'll all grow again. So it is something now you'll find there's a lot of folk songs in that'll actually make fun of it. Is banning of it. And the reason then that you would wear green on St Paddy's Day is if you're American, if you don't wear green, somebody will come across and nip you. And I don't know, I discovered that whenever I went there as well. But you wear green because you're like, fuck you, I'm still Irish, I'm still going to be Irish.
That's amazing. I genuinely had no idea that this whole green business was a way of rebellion. Like, that blows my mind. That literally blows my mind. The fact that England tried to ban people from wearing green, but nowadays you'll see absolutely everybody wearing green as well. Yeah. Like, when did this kind of change?
Oh, time-wise? We're talking 3rd, 4th, 5th century. That's the kind of estimate dates is what they've got for St Patrick. But you still had people that were actually they were going to jail. They were getting hanged actually for the crime being the wearing of the green up until I can't remember if it's early 1700s, early 1800s. But yeah, and around there.
That is remarkable. I am going to have to like really look some of this up. Like, this is like a really good history lesson, and I absolutely find all of this stuff remarkably interesting.
Marius, just between you and me, page 1 of Wiki, mate.
Wikipedia. This show is not sponsored by Wikipedia. So tell us some more. Tell us some more things about the whole culture behind it, or anything
the kind
else.
Of cultural appropriation part of it, right? People wearing green, absolutely fire away and wear green. People that put on ginger wigs and ginger beards, out of all the protected characteristics that there are, there's a list of them of about 9. Hair colour isn't one. Wear ginger hats and ginger beards if you want, fire away. Dressing up as leprechauns, this is one that you'll probably get some people that are a bit miserable about. As far as I'm concerned, Ireland is absolutely full of mythology and legends, and I love it, and I love seeing it all over the place. So whenever you see people dressed up as leprechauns and that, I just go, yeah, that's the legend that they brought to life. It's not necessarily that person then going out of their way and going and dressing up.
Yeah.
That didn't make any sense. It's not them going out of their way to appropriate culture. It is them celebrating the legend.
Yeah, I get that. So talking about like the the legends and all of that lot then. So so is it the fact that people are dressing up as the leprechaun because that is linked to St. Patrick's Day, or is it just because of the fact that there's a link to leprechauns in Ireland?
A link to leprechauns in Ireland. As far as I'm aware, there's no link between leprechauns and St. Patrick's Day, but if you're dead interested, go and Google it, jump into the comments, let me know, because I can't Google anything, I'm having to use my phone.
I mean, I'm going to have a look, and I think it'll be really interesting to find out. But obviously then, so it doesn't offend you, but you can understand obviously where people come from when it does come to cultural appropriation.
Yeah, the kind of more negative side of it is, which is funny because you sort of perpetrated during St. Paddy's Day by drinking. The kind of negative side of it is the Irish are drunk and the Irish are stupid. There's plenty of jokes about Irish people being drunk and stupid. There's plenty of songs about it. There's plenty that I enjoy. For me, it all comes from a place of where it's been said from.
Yeah.
So if somebody's saying it in jest and in pleasure, and I completely see that, then I'm not going to take any kind of harm to it. Whereas similarly, if somebody called me like stupid because it was Irish, I'd be like, here, hang on a second, that's not me you're calling stupid, that's Ireland. That's a different.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. As far as other things go, I've got one bugbear. So you mentioned it earlier, but froze up. St. Patrick's Day or St. Paddy's Day. Never St. Patty's Day.
Patty?
I don't know who Patty is. I'm sure she's a lovely woman.
Who says Patty?
It is not a day about a burger. Well, it's Patrick, and then short for Patrick, Patty, but it's actually Podrick, so it's Patty. But that would be a couple of bugbears for me.
Okay. Right, because I've always known it as St. Patrick's Day or St. Paddy's Day. Mm-hmm. I've never heard anybody say St. Patty's Day.
You'll notice it more in the Facebook comments.
Okay.
Because it's actually written down. I'm one of these sad people. I'll go and make myself miserable by reading Facebook comments and throw my phone away in a huff. But that's
Fair enough. Have you got any other interesting facts about St. Patrick's Day or a history of culture or whatever? Anything else that you can throw at us?
I think we've touched on most of it. There's a cultural issue in Northern Ireland that sentence in itself has been repeated fucking thousands of times. It's come about, it's been there for years and years, but it causes an awful lot of problems within Northern Ireland, just the political differences of it. And honestly, it's so big, I don't want to touch it. But it's caused an awful lot of problems in Northern Ireland. So going back to whenever I was saying that there's Irish people everywhere. Well, I'm in Scotland. I was born in a generation which in the north is known as the children of the ceasefire.
Okay.
So after the Good Friday Agreement, obviously there was a ceasefire and a pile of babies were born. I was one of the babies. But we've kind of all been told their whole lives, like, oh, why don't you move away? There's opportunities. You can go here, you can go there. You don't have to stay here. You know, it's miserable here. And it's basically what our parents and grandparents have seen. Excuse me. They've gone, I don't want my kids and grandkids to go through this. So they're kind of spreading them out everywhere. And that was only really made aware to me recently. It was one of my friends had shared an article on it and had gone on and read. But the more I look at it, the more kind of friends of mine that I have that are around my age are in Scotland or New Zealand or Dubai or America or anywhere. But you find that an awful lot of people move away from it. And it's a shame. But there are issues there, which is why you'll get people complaining about it's Northern Ireland or it's the north of Ireland or I'm not from Ireland, I'm from here. And to be honest, to me, it's just, right, you're born there. If you say you're Northern Irish, yep, cool.
For those people who are maybe watching or listening at home who don't know, obviously you can only talk however comfortable you feel talking about it. Can you tell people what the Good Friday Agreement is?
You put me on spot for a year 10 history lesson here that I wasn't prepared to take the test for. The Good Friday Agreement came after what's known as Bloody Sunday. Bloody Sunday was an incident that had happened involving the IRA, the parachute regiment, and some civilians were involved as well. After that, the political parties decided that they need to put a stop to the violence because it was bloody. They decided they needed to put a stop to the violence, and they came up with the Good Friday Agreement, which was an agreement to be signed by both parties to say that we're having a ceasefire and we're not going to be doing this violence anymore, basically, is what that was.
Okay.
Now, obviously, I've brushed over that very delicately because depending on your where you were taught history depends on what slant has been put on it. But just to kind of give a brief overview, that's kind of what went on. So the generation that I was born, there was a ceasefire. There weren't random shootings as much. There weren't really random shootings going on, and kind of large public acts of violence either. It also put a stop to. They used to, like back in the 70s, if you went to go into a hotel or into a restaurant. Recently here, we've been all annoyed because if you used to go in, they would put a thermometer to your head, they would take your temperature before you go in. But in Belfast, before you went into these places, you would literally have your pockets and purse searched for any munitions or explosive.
Wow.
And that was the 70s. So this is obviously very recent and very raw. Which is why you'll find a lot of people won't want to talk about it. If somebody is too keen to talk about it, just bear in mind that it is probably coming from an angle of one sort or the other. But the country's been through a lot, and it's in the process now of healing. But that process still has a long way to go, which is why we've kind of been not encouraged, but it was always delivered as a very prominent option, was to leave the country.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. I appreciate it. So, tell me about St Patrick's Day do's and don'ts.
Do's and don'ts. Right. First of all, Guinness, drinking, green, ginger beards, they're all do's. Go and enjoy yourself. Have a great time. Sing a jig. Have a dance.
Do you have a ginger beard?
I don't grow a beard.
Do you not own like a fake one?
Whenever I do get, whenever I get a little something growing in, it's about 30% ginger, and that's enough for me to just keep it away.
Any more do's and don'ts?
So they would be your do's. Go out and enjoy yourself. I would say don't make it political. You'll get a lot of people in Northern Ireland that do. Just enjoy the day for the day. Have a nice time, sing some songs, dance a jig, eat a potato. It's not going to kill anybody. Patty's Day. And there's two more. Now, one of them I just see I saw on a TikTok today, and I nearly cried for the pint. There's a trend that has started somewhere, and I've got a feeling that it's overseas. But they'll take Guinness, which is black nectar, may as well be life fuel, yeah. And they'll pull the pint for it, and then see whenever they're putting the top on it, they'll draw a wee shamrock in the glass. No need for that.
Why not?
That per pint. So that, and what was the other one?
Why does that bother you though? So why does it bother you that when people draw the shamrock?
There's no need for it. We don't do it in Ireland. It's not a done thing. It just is evolved out of nowhere, and it makes the top of the pint look messy. You go to any Guinness, honestly, pour a pint, put a shamrock on the top of it, post it on the Facebook, and see what your Irish pals say.
See, I used to do that. So when I used to work in a pub, the manager, the bar manager, he was Irish, and he wanted us to learn how to do the shamrock on top of the Guinness. So whenever we poured a Guinness, we had to put the shamrock on top of the Guinness. So that's all I've ever learned, and it's interesting for you to say that it's a big don't for you. Like there's no need to do it.
It's for the tourists, is what we say.
I mean that makes sense. It's just for the tourists, just to please the tourists.
But I know myself that I've worked in hospitality for a long while as well. I tried to learn it at my first bar job, and I very quickly got shut down and told we don't do that here. Like, no.
Was this where was this then? Was this in England? Was it in Scotland? Or was it in Northern Ireland?
Oh no, this was in Northern Ireland. Right.
In Northern Ireland.
This was in Northern Ireland. So I got the job. I was 17. You have to be 18. I got the job because it was a regular and loyal customer of the place.
Lovely. That's it. And are there any more don'ts? Any more no's? Anything that you think? No, we should probably avoid doing that.
Just don't claim to be Irish if you're not. Like, if you are,
the amount of people,
enjoy yourself.
The amount of people on social medias that are like, "Oh, I am like 1/5 Irish," or
I don't even
whatever.
know how that works. How do you be 1/5?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand how it works, but yeah, there's people that'll be like, "Oh, I'm 1/8, or my auntie's cousin's whatever is Irish, and so that makes me Irish and whatever." And it's like, just you're not Irish though. You weren't born in Ireland. You weren't raised with like Irish family and whatever. Like, for instance, like if my mum was Irish and my dad was English and I was born in England, I'd still class myself as English. I wouldn't class myself as, I'm half Irish.
Yeah, but I would say you'd be half Irish. But that's kind of where I draw the line.
But I think it would depend on how you're brought up. If you're brought up with like the education around the culture and where you came from and all of that lot, then yeah, I will probably class myself as half Irish. But if I was just born in England and raised in England and whatever, I just class myself as English. Like, it just wouldn't. I just think it's really, really flippant like that. Just I'm just English. I don't see the point. Well, I've got myself a Guinness. I just poured myself another one. You've got your Guinness. I'm wondering if anybody at home has got a Guinness or if they're drinking at all. I mean, I know it's a school night, it's a Wednesday, but come on, we've got to have a drink, we've got to have a jig. I mean, we're not going to have a jig. We're not going to. Yeah, we're not going to have a jig online, are we?
Nah.
That'll be after the show. What we'll do is that we'll put some music on afterwards, and we'll have a bit of a jig. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you would like the opportunity to discuss now?
There's nothing that we haven't talked about that I'd like the opportunity to discuss, but I would like to leave you on a good note, what we say.
Okay.
So again, I'm not pushing brands, but it does create Irish jobs. Jameson's whiskey. Jameson's whiskey is triple distilled. Marcus, do you know why Jameson's whiskey is triple distilled?
No.
It's to be sure.
Is it actually though? Is it actually that? I don't think it actually is that.
If you go to the Jameson's factory and you go and take the Jameson's tour, by the time you get to the end of it, that's what they'll tell you. They say it's triple distilled, to be sure.
I'm going to have to, guys in the comments, please can you drop a comment if this is, true? You can, somehow research it very, very quickly and let me know. That is absolutely hilarious if it is actually true. If actually, at the Jameson's factory, they thought, what we're going to do is we're going to do this to be sure, then that is genius, and I absolutely love it. But, yeah. Tell us.
There's 1,000 scientific benefits to triple distilling, but to make the whiskey taste nicer. But that's the answer that you get at the Jameson's factory.
That is hilarious, and I absolutely love it. With regards to drinking on St Patrick's Day, so what should people be drinking? Obviously, you've got your Guinness, which you can't really do anything with Guinness. But with Jameson's, how would people be drinking Jameson's, or how people should be drinking Jameson's?
You can get what's called a Lady Guinness.
Lady Guinness.
A Lady Guinness. And a Lady Guinness is obviously quite an old-fashioned term, but it is Guinness with a little bit of, what's the brand that you have over here? It's not my Waddy. Like Ribena?
Like Ribena? Blackcurrant?
Yeah. Blackcurrant, yeah. Like blackcurrant, dilute a little bit of that into it, so you can do that. It just makes it a little bit sweeter, a little more palatable. You can take a Guinness as well. Fill a glass about yay much, and then you take half a shot of Bailey's and half a shot of Jameson, drop the Baileys and drink it. That'll either be known as an Irish bomb or an Irish car bomb.
I'm going to be having to make notes of these, by the way, because I'm going to be.
I'll send you all the recipes. Don't worry.
Thank you. Because I'm going to be throwing like a massive. I'm throwing a massive party as soon as we get it. As soon as we're able to. It's going to be a massive house party. We go all out for our house parties, by the way. Like we normally do them every year for Halloween. Obviously, Halloween 2020. Well, Halloween 2020 we couldn't do because obviously COVID. But June the 21st is when we're supposedly going to be coming out of lockdown, which means that we'll not coming out of lockdown, but no restrictions whatsoever, which also means that house parties and stuff like that. And then July the 4th is my birthday. So a couple of weeks after that means that we could just do the house party for my birthday. So I'm going to need all of these recipes ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, so tell us some.
I was going to say there's a disclaimer there for anybody who tries the Irish car bomb. It's called so aptly, you've got about 4 seconds to drink that. Otherwise, all the Baileys will curdle with the Guinness and you'll be drinking lumps. And when you're drinking lumps and you're already drunk, it doesn't go well.
No. What about with Jameson's? What about with Jameson's? Because obviously Jameson's is Jameson's is made in Ireland. So have you got any? Yeah. Any great drinks featuring Jameson's?
Any great drinks? My favourite drink featuring Jameson's is Jameson's and Coke. The next one then you can go for is Jameson's with ginger ale, the transparent one, ginger beer is cloudy. Jameson's and ginger ale, squeeze some lime into it. That'll see you off. And you're probably looking for about a 1/3 whiskey, 2/3 mixer. It'll see you places. I'll get you there.
We're going to be seeing like green fairies and everything.
No.
That's absinthe, but that's the aim. That's the goal. Like that's why I drink so much. Like one day I will see the green fairy. Like that's how drunk I want to be. I want to be that drunk where I see the green fairy. That's the aim. So guys at home listening to this via Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or the podcasts. Apple Podcasts is the most popular one at the moment. If you want to send me a green fairy for my birthday, that'll be awesome. Thank you very much. bottle of absinthe, that'll also do.
Oh.
Hint, hint, says Linda. Hint, hint. There you go. And then Linda's also put, don't give him any tips. Yes, give me all the tips, Michael. I want all the tips to get me really, really drunk. That's the aim of the game, isn't it? Well, sure thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing a history on St Patrick's Day, but also the do's and don'ts, and also talking not in depth, but with the whole politics side of things as well. That's happening happened over in Ireland / happening in Ireland. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. I'm just wondering if you have got, because at the end of every show, I give my guests the opportunity to give a quote, and it can be something that they stand by, live by. It can be something that they've just heard that they think, oh, you know what, I really like that. Or it could be something that they've made up and they just live by that. And I'm wondering if you have got a quote for people watching and listening at home today.
I do have a quote, but it also requires a bit of explanation. So the quote is, it'll be grand. That's it. It'll be grand. Oh, aye, sure. Sure, it'll be grand. Basically, the explanation behind this. Grand is a word. It's a fucking great word. You use this in Ireland, and it can mean an awful array of things. But it ultimately means good. It'll be grand. It'll be fine. It's going to work out. It doesn't matter what's going on. It'll be grand eventually. Might not be immediately, but eventually. So somebody asking you in Ireland, how's your sale? Grand. That could mean anything from I've had the worst day of my life to I've just won the lottery. But sure, it'll be grand. You're thinking about winning the lottery there. You just know that whatever's kind of coming at you, whatever struggles you're dealing with at the minute, don't worry about it. It'll be grand. It'll sort itself out. you'll probably have to do a lot of sorting. Please don't leave and assume that your problems will sort themselves.
Just don't. If you're having some problems, don't just like shrug them off and go, I'll be fine. You might have to put in a bit of legwork to get them sorted. But at the end of the day,
it will be grand.
It'll be grand after you've got them sorted. But yeah, always look on the bright side. I absolutely love that quote. Thank you so much for sharing that with us today. Have you got some final words for people at home before we bid you farewell?
I've done my final words 3 times now, Marcus. Nah. I've triple distilled to be sure, and sure to be grand. That's us there. Enjoy your St Patrick's Day.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. I mean, you could have said thank you, Marcus, for having me on the show, but it's all right. Don't worry about it.
I was going to do that with the bouquet of flowers that I was sending you.
Oh, there we go. It's all in the post.
But you know what? The surprise is ruined now. It was all about the surprise. It's not really that important anymore.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Michael. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. Thank you. And you can say your goodbyes.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Bye. It was nice to be here.
See you soon. Wow. Linda's put a comment, as Carolyn would say, put a wee bit of lavender on it. I love that. That's gonna be a quote in what we'll talk about at some point in the future. I was about to let slip a big plan that I've got, and I don't want to talk about that plan right now. That, I'm sure you'll agree, was a great episode. Thank you so much again to Michael, who, as I said at the very, very start, he's a very, 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 very good friend of mine. It was such a pleasure to have him on the show, and I can't wait to speak to him backstage. We're going to have a few more several drinks, I think. Maybe have a bit of a jig and not record it because, life. We don't want you to see. We don't want you to see how bad we jig. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, to watching this throughout as well. Such a pleasure. Thank you so much for tuning in, for the comments, for the likes, for the shares. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. Next week's show, we have Jonathan Simpson coming back to take over Spill It. He's going to be taking over on Wednesday, the 24th of March at 7 p.m. I will not be here. It'll be episode 41, and I can't wait to have a bit of a break. But he's back, and he is going to be taking over Spill It. Don't forget as well, you can visit www.spillit.uk to get episode information on the future episodes and current episodes, and also to contact the guests that I have. My name is Marcus Wright, and when I am not doing this, I run a dance exercise class called Dance X here in Preston, and you can see all the work that we do. We've been running every single week since April last year, so nearly 12 months, guys, nearly 12 months. And you can see all the work we do over on the Facebook page at www.facebook.com/DanceXPreston. Merch is available. As you can see, merch is available. If you're wanting any of the merch to help support me, then you can do. All you have to do is get in touch and let me know, and you can grab one of these. These are the OG hats. I can't guarantee that these will be, always available, because these are OG. These are for the OG fans out there. OG fans. But merch is available. So if you're wanting any of the merch, please get in touch. They are selling quite fast, actually. We've sold 5 already. There's only a handful of these. Whether there be more in the future, I'm unsure. But as I say, right now, these are available. So if you're wanting any, then please let me know, and I will sort them out for you. If you're also wanting to support me, but on a recurring basis, then you can do. All you have to do is head over to Patreon. Patreon is live, and you can support me by basically giving me a sponsor every single month. It is basically less than the price of a coffee, and you can sponsor Spill It. You can become an official supporter of Spill It, and it gives you access to more things. You get extra discounts on merch. You get your name in the credits in season 2, which I can't wait for, but also you'll get things like extra episodes and things like that. It's going to be so cool. But the Patreon is now live. If you're wanting to have access to the Patreon to see what extra bits you can get, just head over to the website www.spillit.uk, and you'll be able to see everything to do with the Patreon. and see how you can support. But it's not all about the money. If you are wanting to support me, but you don't want to put your hand in your pocket, that's fine. I'm like that sometimes. But you can still support me by leaving a review. All you have to do is head over to the Facebook page at www.facebook.com/spillingit, and you can leave me a review. And if you're listening to this via Apple Podcasts, firstly, hello. And secondly, you can also leave me a review. So if you are listening to this via Apple Podcasts and you liked this episode, please leave me a review. If you didn't like this episode, that's fine. Don't leave me a review. If you don't like what I do, don't leave me a review. Only leave a review if you like it. That's what I'm saying. I'm being completely honest with you. But that is it. That comes to the end of the show. I've got a couple of comments here. Sorry, I joined in late. Here we go. That's talking about my spiel, because I do my spiel at the end. Is Dad's X live tomorrow? It is live tomorrow, actually. We go live every Tuesday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. And that is it. That takes us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for joining. And until we spill it again, it's bye for now.